How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let's have a little blab fest this morning. Happy Saturday. I didn't even get to look at the time. I think it's like 6 a.m. here in SoCal. Figure I'll hop on and say what's up for a little bit this morning. Like I said last time, I'm not going to start making the claim that I'm going to get on here and do this more often. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe if I just stop saying it, it'll start happening more. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, though, this is cool, man. I do miss the old routine. I miss the old routine where every Friday, Saturday morning, we get on here and spark up a fun conversation, get my brain all fired up for the day. Those were the good old days, man. Back in good old Las Vegas. Those are the good old days. So actually here, well, actually she said she'd be willing to do it today. Me and Leah are going to be switching offices. So I'm going to be moving my studio out of this room. So for those of you who maybe didn't hear, when we moved here, this house is smaller than the Vegas house. And it's just so insane, dude. It annoys me to think about it. Because in Vegas, the house was 7 bedrooms, including her office. Um, I mean, I think on paper it said 6 bedrooms, but it wasn't. It was 7. There were 7 bedrooms in that house. Anyway, it was 3,500 square feet. And when we first moved in, the rent was 3,000 a month. By the time we moved, it had gone up to 3,500 a month. We moved here to Southern California, and we're right inside the San Bernardino County line. So that's why our rent is what it is, and it's not more expensive. But this house is 2,100 square feet, 4,600 a month. Ridiculous, dude. But the fucking backyard is an oasis, dude. That's the only thing. The only thing that's that I personally like about this house. I mean, everybody sees it and they say they love it, and I guess it's nice for what it is. It's just not as nice as the Vegas house. I feel like it was a downgrade moving here, you know. But anyway, we're gonna be trading offices. Um, I picked this studio out as soon as we moved in, and it's just tiny, dude. This little room is so tiny and cramped in here. And I asked Leah the other day. I said, "Would you be open at some point in the future, maybe, to trading offices?" She said, "Yeah, I would love to have that little room." I said, "Shit, all right, well, let's do it whenever you want then." So yesterday she said, "Maybe we'll do that tomorrow." But see, she's doing something else for her birthday today. And actually, David and Sophia are coming over too. And I think she has one more friend coming over. And then we're going to go out to eat to have, one last little birthday dinner for her. But we're probably going to be doing that maybe before everybody comes over. So, yeah, that's going to be cool. Maybe then it'll be a little bit easier for me to get into the habit of hopping on here more often. I don't know. Again, I'm not making that claim. But actually, see, when we first moved in here, she didn't have an office. She didn't have an office. And then, as we talked about on that one chat where Leah came on here, my youngest daughter went to live with her mom. So her room became Leah's office. So, yeah, that was another big change that happened this year. My youngest daughter, Amy, went to live with her mom. And man, I'm actually kind of blown away. My ex wife is doing good. And that's good to see. I won't lie, I didn't have any faith. I had no faith that she would ever turn her life around, you know? And I mean, nobody had faith in me either, you know? But I mean, I didn't wish that on her though. But I mean, she's doing the damn thing, you know? So I'm like, okay. Amy wanted to live with her mom so bad. I said, yo, as long as your mom's getting her life together and she's doing the damn thing and she's putting forth work on herself and working on herself, then I don't care. That's fine. You can live wherever you want, you know? So she went to go live with her mom in Louisville, Kentucky. First, we just took her to visit for the summer. And then we said, well, hey, you know, if you still want to stay there, and she did. She did. I was like, all right, that's fine. That's totally cool. And she's loving it over there. She's having a good time. So it is what it is, you know. So now we have that empty room back there, which is actually between that room and my oldest daughter's room are my two favorite rooms in the house. And I like them where they are on the view outside the window. So it'd be awesome to have my office in that room there. So anyway, yeah, and then this little room here is too tiny. Couldn't even fit all my stuff from my old Vegas studio. I got like 2 more boxes of shit from my Vegas studio down in the garage, just up on the shelves. That when we moved here, there was just not enough room to unpack them, so I had to leave them in the garage. Anyway, though, what are y'all up to? There's a couple of you up in here. Oh, Indiana in the house. Yeah, this little tree, man, this has been my loyal studio tree for a couple of years now. I gotta deck the halls, man, around Christmas time. Gotta deck the halls. Gotta get some kind of cool little background. I gotta I like to be able to put something behind me, you know, for the seasons and or for whatever the theme of the year is. And I got one here for after Christmas. This I got this New Year's one that's gonna go up here. You probably can't even see it from here. It's got fireworks on it and shit. Can you see this clearly? I got this one here. That's what's gonna go up after Christmas. But yeah. This little dude, pretty cool. It's sitting in a whiskey barrel. Got it at the at-home store. Man, did y'all see our fucking Christmas tree downstairs, dude? Dude. And I can't believe that this was Leah's idea. We didn't realize, because when we moved here from when we were moving here, I barely remember doing this. I don't quite remember, but apparently we left the old tree behind. I just barely faintly remember that. All throughout like November, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to put the tree up. Can't wait to put the tree up. So finally she's like, all right, let's put the tree up today. I went out in the garage to find it, and I was like, where the hell's the tree? The very first tree that we got together when we first got together and we were living in that little apartment in Arizona. I was like, where's the fucking tree, dude? And we went out in the garage looking. We're like, did we leave that behind in Vegas? I guess so. So we went to the at-home store. Excuse me. We went to the at-home store to go Christmas tree shopping. She picked out a 12-foot fucking tree, dude. She's like, so which one you want? I'm like, you know, for that main front room. In our front room, when you first walk in the house, like this is a 2-story house, but when you first walk in, all 2 stories go straight up to the ceiling in the front half of our house. So our ceiling is 20 feet in our main dining room and living room area. It's just way up there, 20 feet. So she said, so how big of a tree do you want, you know, for the front room there? I was like, maybe an 8-footer, an 8-9-footer, something like that, you know, a little bit bigger than the normal 7-footer that we get. She goes, what about that big one over there? I'm like, you want to get the big 12-footer? She's like, yeah, fucking $600 tree. Fucking this thing is huge. This is like what they put in like hotel lobbies and shit. You know, I've never seen I've never seen any person with a tree that big in their house. So so we got that big fucking, it's frosted with the like snow shit frosted all over it. And so we got that 12-footer down there in the fucking in the main area. Then on Black Friday, we went back out and got another tree for the little living room area. So this is a weird house. I can't really explain it. When you first walk in, there's, I guess, like the main front area of the house is like it's got real tall ceilings, and you walk straight into what looks like a living room and then a dining room, and then you go through the other side of the kitchen and there's a whole other living room area in there. But it's just like a normal size because that's under this story here. So it's got regular ceilings. Ceilings are maybe, I don't know, 9 feet, 10 feet, something like that. So we got another regular 7-foot tree and the regular, and we got a fireplace too, like a real fireplace. And I was like, dude, no, the tree's got to go there by the fireplace. And she was wanting to put it over here on the other side of the room. I'm like, what? No, 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 no. The tree, no, over here by the fireplace, dude, in the corner, you know? So we got the stockings and shit and the fucking, and the above the fireplace. And then we got the tree right there next to it. And anyway, man, I love it. I love it, man. Reminds me of the good old days from the 90s. I don't know about y'all, but my memory is that the 90s was fucking awesome, dude. During Christmas, I don't know, maybe it's just where I was. Somebody, I saw a minute ago, somebody said Indiana in the house. That's where I was born and raised. I was born and raised in New Albany, Indiana. And around there in the 90s, fucking Christmas was fucking amazing. I gotta have my, you can't really see this on video, but this sits behind me here. Little fucking Santa Claus snow globe. And I still got my nutcrackers. I still got my nutcrackers from Vegas. It's mandatory. These things got to go behind me. I don't know if you could actually crack a real nut with these things. I don't think, but I remember I saw these at the Smith's grocery store in Vegas, and I had to have them. And I got another Santa Claus. He's got the little present here. Got a little sack full of shit. I like it, man. I mean, to me, see, like I said, to me, Christmas has nothing to do with anything religious or, because the whole fucking meaning of Christmas has been completely butchered. Completely butchered. You know, my thing is, it just reminds me of my favorite childhood memories. And that's it. When I think back, my childhood was not horrible because, you know, my grandparents, I was taken away from my parents when I was 2 and, you know, taken out of a really hostile, abusive situation. I was raised by my grandparents. So they gave me the best fucking life they could give me, but I was a weirdo. I was a loner. I had no friends. So my life was very, very boring and uneventful and kind of depressing as a kid, honestly. But the best memories that I have from my childhood were Christmas time. And I just love that time of year when it starts getting cold, snowy, and everywhere you go, the Christmas lights are up. And when you walk in the stores, you see the Christmas decorations and you hear the Christmas music playing. And I just love it, man. You drive around, you see everybody's got their lights up and shit, and the little decorations in the front yard. And I just like the whole vibe of it, dude. To me, I think for this low vibrational, third dimensional matrix, it is the most high vibe time of the whole year. You know, speaking of which, I had a hypnosis done about a month ago, and so did Leah. These people showed up in our inbox offering a free hypnosis session. And usually we ignore shit like this. We get we get people in our emails every single day with trying to get me to promote their products and trying to offer some business deal or some kind of collaboration or something, something, something. So we get that stuff all the time. And Leah carefully goes through and picks and chooses which ones feel right intuitively and what sounds legit. And there was these people offering to give us a free hypnosis session if we leave a review. And she asked me, because she thought that it sounded pretty cool. She's like, it's up to you. And I acquiesced because I've been having this weird feeling for the past year that one of the next steps of my healing is going to have to be some sort of hypnosis. Because of all the healing that I've done, the blockage that I'm finding right now in my healing journey is shit that stems back from before I could remember. Like 90% of the trauma that I've experienced in my life, I've healed. But there's 10% of it that I don't remember. My healing technique, the healing technique that I use and the healing technique that I teach, it kind of requires you to remember what it was that hurt you. In order to transmute the energy, my technique, I'm not saying that this is the only technique. It's just the technique that I've used to transform my life. You have to remember what it was that traumatized you. If you don't remember it, I haven't figured out how to transmute energy that you don't remember how it was created. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm not saying there's not. I just haven't figured it out yet. So the majority of my shit that I still have unprocessed goes back from before I can remember. Because for me, I have no memories before age 5. Back to age 5 is the earliest I have memories. The first 5 years of my life are blank, completely blank. I have no memories. And I know that there was a part of that was pretty traumatic. I've read the court documents. I've heard the stories. I just have no memory of it. My memory has blanked it all out. So I've been thinking for about the past year now, I'm probably going to have to go under hypnosis to drag that shit up. So that's the reason that I acquiesced to getting this hypnosis session. And I chose to try to look at childhood trauma. And it didn't quite go that way. It was kind of weird. This was strange. It was weird. I feel like that I could have gone a little bit further under, but I chugged a bottle of water before the session and I had to pee. So I don't think I went under as far as I could have. But it was weird how I could hear myself talking and I could just let myself talk. But I could interject anytime if I wanted to. Anyway, long story short, of course, this is no secret. You know, I've had many very reputable and legitimate psychics tell me that this is my first lifetime on this planet. I'm not from here. I'm not a long-term human. I'm a starseed. I'm not from here. Well, I found out what fucking planet I'm from. So here's what happened. Just to kind of paraphrase and shorten it up. Long story short, the dude was guiding me through this hypnosis, and I ended up walking through this field, and there was a being of light. It was just this dude with a kind of like a cloak on, like a brown cloak, and it was radiating light. Who is this? I don't know. But he had me walk up and talk to this person and was asking questions and it was answering, and then he said, "Can you ask this being your home planet? What planet you're from? What planet you came here from?" And I saw the letters Xenia, Xenia, and my conscious brain immediately thought, "That's stupid. Don't say that. That's stupid. Don't say that." Because I don't know. I didn't know what that was. And my conscience, like I said, I could interject at any given time. So I was like, "That's dumb. Don't say that. That's not a fucking planet. Don't say that." So I lied. I interjected and I said, "There's not a word for it." He said, "There's no name for it." I said, "No, there's not a name for it." And forgot about it, completely tucked it away. And about a week later, Leah was asking me questions about it. And I was like, "Yeah, so I kind of interjected in the middle of the hypnosis where the dude said, 'See what planet you came from?' Well, there is a name for it, but I didn't want to say it because it sounds stupid." And I said, "I saw across my line of vision Xenia." So she whips out Google, planet Xenia, and it's a fucking planet. It came up. I was like, "What? As a planet?" She said, "Yeah, it's like some kind of like Earth-like planet or something like that." I was like, "You kidding me? You're fucking shitting me. That's a planet? What the fuck?" I didn't know that. I had no clue. I just thought it was something stupid I was making up in my head. Because you gotta really relax during these, because this is not, well, for me at the time, I wasn't unconscious. I was conscious. I was consciously aware. I was awake, but I was kind of, I don't even know how to explain it really. I could sit and listen to myself talk, but I had earbuds in, so I couldn't even really hear much of what I was saying, but I could hear myself talking, but I could think at the same time consciously, just like I'm awake right now. And I just thought that was something I was making up in my head. I just saw the letters Xenia. Boom. And I thought, "That's dumb. That's not a fucking planet. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm going to look stupid. I'm not saying that." It turns out you go to Google and type in planet Xenia, it fucking comes up as a damn planet. I'm like, "Holy shit." And apparently it's like an Earth-like planet. I don't know. That was something that I was planning on keeping to myself. I was planning on keeping to myself until Leah started poking me with questions. So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm supposed to have another session with them. I'm not making any claims right now, but that's what came through. I didn't know. So I'm going to be having another session with them. Now, Leah had a session too, which was fascinating because Leah is a really, really, really critical, very extremely highly critical, logical thinker. Like very, very critical, very logical, and very like, she's an open-minded skeptic. Like she's the type to where she's not just going to believe something right off the bat. She's very, very, very critical. And I didn't think she would be able to go under. I didn't. Well, I was on a Zoom call here with a client when she went and did her session. And she came back and she's like, "I saw my past life." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." And it was so emotional and I was crying. And because I was telling her, I was like, because she's like, "What should I do? Should I do childhood trauma or past life?" And I was like, "If I was you, I would do past life." Because she's a long-term human. She has many lifetimes on this planet. And so that's what she did. She wanted to see past lives to see what some of her karmic contracts were all about. And it turns out, as I told her, her and her dad have a karmic contract. I've been telling her this for fucking years. I was like, you and your dad have fucking karma. Y'all got a goddamn karmic contract. And so she found out the true nature behind their last lifetime together. That apparently in their last lifetime, they were mother and son. Her dad in this life was her mom in her last life, and she was a little boy in her last lifetime. And I was like, oh, really? And it was something kind of similar where, and I think she said in her last lifetime, don't quote me. So I may be remembering this wrong, but I'm 98% sure she said that in the last lifetime, her mom kept choosing her boyfriends and husbands over her, and putting her boyfriends and husbands first and kind of kicking her to the side. And again, she was a little boy in that lifetime. So it's like the little boy's mom would abandon him and, you know, choose the boyfriends and husbands over their relationship. And now it's kind of very similar in this lifetime where her dad doesn't really act like she's a very important priority sometimes. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He'll call her up and be all nice and sweet and boohoo, and then kind of like ghost her or something. I don't know. You have to ask her for the details, but it's kind of a similar thing going on from lifetime to lifetime, and uh, and yeah, so it worked for her too. I'm like, oh shit. So wow. But I'm gonna be having another session with him, and I'm gonna make sure I'm prepared this time. I'll probably be a little bit less nervous. Make sure I don't have to fucking pee, and hopefully I can allow myself to go a little bit further, deeper down. But it was hard too. I think I was explaining this in the last chat with Leah that at first it was weird because I couldn't understand this dude. It was the dude. It's like this couple. It's a husband and wife, or I think they're husband and wife. I think they are. And it's this man and this woman who had this little hypnosis business. And the dude uh, did my session. He has this real thick accent, so he's not American. I don't know where he's from exactly. I think it's some kind of European country, maybe, possibly, because he's a white guy, and he has a real thick accent, and I couldn't understand anything he was saying. So for the first like 5 minutes, I'm laying there panicking because he's guiding me through this hypnosis, but I couldn't understand anything he was saying. And I'm panicking. I'm like, holy fuck, I can't understand this dude. My hearing is bad anyways. So I can't, he's got an accent. My hearing sucks. I can't really understand exactly what he's saying. I'm panicking. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm panicking. And then after about 5 minutes, he says, I heard him say, do you see it? And I said, see what? He said, the flower. So I brought to mind a picture of a flower. And I said, yes, I see it. He said, what color is it? So I imagined that it was pink and white. I said, pink and white. He said, how tall is it? And I imagined it being about waist high. And I said, about 3 feet. And from that point, it clicked and I could understand everything he was saying. From that point. The minute I don't know what it was that happened where he was asking me about the flower. It clicked. And then I could understand everything he was saying clearly from that point. But it still felt like I was like conscious and aware of everything going on around me. I can't explain it, dude. Anyway, though. Anyway, what y'all up to, man? I've been ignoring comments, my bad. What's up, y'all? We got Julie, Michaela, Queen of Swords, Christy. What's up, y'all? Leanne, Richard. What's good? What's good? Anyway, though, probably not going to be on here for too much longer. And again, I'm not going to make the claim that I'm going to do this more often. Every time I say that, I end up not doing it. So I have no clue when I'll be on here next. It could be next week. It could be next month. It could be next year. Well, next month and next year is the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, you know what I mean. Y'all ready for 2024? I'd be lying if I said I'm not scared. I'm a little scared, a little bit scared because I got some big plans for the next year. Big old plans. And it's exciting. If everything keeps going as planned, hopefully I should be getting involved in some pretty big things within hopefully the first couple of weeks of January. Hopefully within the second week of January. At some point in January, I should be getting involved in some pretty big shit. Like big. Like bigger than anything I ever dreamed happening in my career. So I'm very excited. So though that 2024 is going to be crazy. Come on, you already know this. I was warning everybody back in 2019 that 2020 was going to be crazy. Okay? It's election year. Do you think they're done playing their games? No. 2024 is going to be crazy. Now, it depends on where you are vibrationally. It depends on where you are spiritually. It depends on your relationship with the universe as to whether that's crazy good or crazy bad. I've had people say, quit saying 2024 is going to be bad. I never said 2024 was going to be bad. Quit putting fucking words in my mouth. I said 2024 is going to be crazy. It'll be crazy good or crazy bad. It all depends on where you are here. But even David gave me a reading, and I didn't ask for it. We were just kind of all there hanging out at High Vibe Studios for some reason. I don't remember what we were doing there that day, but it was like me, Leah, David, and a bunch of David's friends. And he gave me this reading. He's like, he started asking me, so when's your birthday? He's sitting there at his computer, just randomly. And I told him February 5th, 1988. What time? 8:06 p.m. And I'm not even thinking nothing of it. He's looking up all my shit. So he starts giving me all this reading and shit. He has my chart pulled up and everything. And one of the things he said was, dude, all the success that you've seen so far is nothing compared to what you're going to see in 2024. And at first I didn't really believe him. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I know you've seen a little bit of success here over the past few years, but it's nothing compared to what you're going to see next year. And I'm like, okay. And to be honest with you, kind of in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't know if I believe that. And that's nothing against him. I'm not saying that I think he's like inaccurate or anything. Just thinking about my own life, I'm like, how in the world could it really get very much better than it has been? Of course, this is the ego brain. This is how the ego brain works. The ego brain tries to figure shit out, and come on. So anyway, I kind of tucked that behind me and like, oh, okay, well, that's a cool thought to have. That'd be nice if that came true. And then I realized and started kind of researching. Next year is the year of the dragon. I'm a dragon. I'll be 36 next year. That's when the people who are doing the work, if you are on a path and you're doing the work and you're doing the damn thing, if you're just sitting around on your ass waiting for stuff to happen to you, it's not going to work that way. But the people who are getting out there and doing the work and putting forth action and building themselves and whatnot, that is when you blow up. That's when you blow up. The year that you turn 36, that will be another return of your birth year. So whatever you are, if you're a pig, when you'll turn 36 in the year of the pig. If you're a rooster, when you turn 36, it'll be the year of the rooster. And so I'm a dragon. So here in a couple of months, on February 5th, I'll turn 36, and 2024 is the year of the dragon. And I'm like, oh, I heard that, and I was like, oh shit. Well, that's what David said. So I went back to David. I was like, dude, you remember that reading you gave me where you said something about, I haven't even seen success yet compared to what I'm going to see next year. Were you looking at like my Chinese zodiac year? And he's like, no, wasn't even looking at that. I was just looking at the and he rattled off something that was so complex. I don't even remember what he said. Because when he gets to talking about all his numbers and shit and rattling all this something return, I don't even know the astrology lingo. He was just like, no, it's just the mathematical probability that of the return, some astrological return thing or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so long story short, yeah, man, next year I got such a mix of emotions about 2024. I got a mix of emotions. If it was just going to be any other year, I probably wouldn't really care that much. I wouldn't really be, but I'm like, dude, no. And not only that, and when David gave me that reading, this was months before all this shit started coming up and amazing doors of opportunity. I've been interviewed by people who, let's just put it to you like this: celebrities. I've been interviewed by people who interview and work with celebrities and shit. And that's when all these other doors started opening. And then I remembered, I was like, oh fuck. And see, here's the thing too. Like every Chinese zodiac has like a triad of friends. So the dragon's two best friends are the rat and the monkey. And it's funny because David's a rat and Leah is a monkey. So that's kind of interesting how that worked out, So in the year of the dragon, dragons, rats, and monkeys. If you're out there fucking getting at it and putting forth work, you're going to see some amazing results. And like the same thing in the other years. Like 2020 is the year of the rat. That's one of the dragon's friends. I doubled my income that year. Like doubled my annual income from what I made in 2019, which was it was a decent amount. I doubled it in 2020. Doubled my annual income. So, next year, if you're a dragon, a rat, or a monkey, I'd be getting out there and putting forth some work and getting on that manifestation path and taking some risks and getting out there and putting yourself out there you got to get out there in the game and start playing. You can't win from the sidelines, so anyway, though, probably gonna go ahead and hop on off here. Just wanted to have a good little conversation. Because see, when I do this, man, it fires my brain up, dude. I'm all fired up and ready for the day. So anyway, again, no promises. Today, I'll probably be switching studios. So I still have several personal readings I need to get to. So I don't know how we're going to get all this done here today. Hopefully we have time to switch studios. I don't know. But yep. Anyway, I will see y'all at some point later on my main channel. Y'all have a good day.